Well, hello, peculiars. It's so good. I just noticed how many of you are here tonight. We've got Jennifer Pierce and we've got Lorelei. People telling us that the nonsense in Minneapolis continues. We've got Kat is here with us from Toronto and Grace. And then I just saw a couple more people. Kristen's here, and Leanne from Virginia. And also I see Randy Trent. So give us a wave if you're here tonight. Really nice to see a full house. Normally I start with my top hat, but I just wanted you guys to know that I got my hair cut. I did. I was trying to grow it out for some insane reason. I don't really know why, but then I realized I wouldn't look like my stop motion character anymore. So I had to cut it again. Right, Davey? I mean, we have to make these sacrifices.
Well, I guess I'll never get to shave my beard then, right? That's
right, because
that's how it goes.
You're stuck with it now, man. I painted your little head. You're stuck.
I'm like Al Borland. It's iconic.
There's a distinct lack of bobblehead dolls behind you tonight. Where are you at?
Oh my God, where did they go? I am in Washington, D.C. I had to travel for work, so I'm the one in the hotel room tonight, not Brandy. But
it is quite a hotel room. If you're listening on the podcast, I see a giant green safe in the background.
Yeah,
and I think very weird wallpaper.
I think the hotel used to be an old bank, so everything is old bank themed.
Got it. Yeah. Got it. It's a very fancy bedroom. I love it. I'm loving it.
Much fancier than I need.
Well, we're very excited to be here tonight. I got to thinking about this. The book we're doing tonight is Jane Borden's Cults Like Us. And I thought, we're not a cult, right? Like, we're not a cult. No, we're just a really fabulous club. We're not. But if we were a cult, I would be the cult leader. Just saying.
We might see. There might be a video later on where one of us claims to be a cult leader. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So Kathleen Richardson, Kat just asked if you were in a themed hotel. You need a vintage costume and a fedora, and you really do. Yeah. Oh, Amanda's with us tonight. I'm very excited. Amanda actually does our book club. Or I'm going to say the wrong thing, bookclub.org or bookclub.com. It's very cool. If you're part of it, it actually tells you when our shows are so you don't miss them, which is awesome. And I just saw Kristen say, hi again, all. This book was great for my blood pressure.
Well, yeah. Well, same. I have some rants that built up while listening to it. We'll see if they come out throughout the course of the
event. I hope so. Yeah. I hope so. Yeah. Well, without further ado, let us invite our fabulous author to the show. I love the explosion. Welcome, Jane.
Hi. I feel magical.
You are magical. You are magical. Since we were talking about rooms and what's behind people, and I already kind of noticed that you've got something going on behind your head there. I was wondering if you could show us.
So I got this at a gallery in Williamsburg, Brooklyn in 2003. I don't know why it just zoomed in, but these are the birds on his beach scene. And then if you follow, you can see that I can't get it. There it is. He's flying a kite.
That is great.
Yeah.
I love it. Is it cardboard or is it?
It's plywood.
Oh, it's plywood. Wow.
Yeah.
The whole thing. That's awesome. That's very cool. I have to tell you, when you were trying to show us the kite, I kept tilting my head up like that was going to help. I was like, looking up. I'm fully immersed. We got Susan is here too. She's from Houston, where spring has sprung. Good. It has not sprung in Cleveland quite yet. And I see that Amanda says, I didn't get to finish the book, but made it a little over a third of the way through. Loved the part about not writing a political book. Right. And Ryan says, we're here. Sadie is retrieving our dog Cosmo from a traumatic dentist appointment, but you're here. Okay. See, I know, but the peculiars are diehard fans, right? They're going to show up. They're going to show up for the show.
Love that.
So this seems like a time for a book like this one. And I had fun making the promo video for this and finding all the little pieces and parts to add in about. And I was thinking about how cults like us and cults like US are like, did you do that on purpose?
Yes.
It's very good. I like it.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Sometimes people ask me if it means cults similar, cults like us or cults like us, like they enjoy us. And I hadn't seen that one. That one was pointed out to me, but I think that it works. Both of those things are true.
I think cults like me, personally.
Well, they like everyone. We could probably, unless you're a mouthy broad. I don't think a cult would want me. I think I'm a little too mouthy.
Well, it's hard to. I don't know. It depends. They might want you as a mouthpiece, right? There's always that possibility, I suppose.
That's true.
So I always start off asking this question. And oh, by the way, if you are joining us first thing and you haven't noticed before, there's actually 2 ways of following the comments, and you want to be on the live version, and then that way you keep up with what everything's happening. We've got some other folks have turned up. Hello. Just so you know, there's a little bit of a lag. So when you're typing your questions for Jane, please do so and kind of queue them up. Don't worry, we star them and we get to them in order. But if you wait, then there's a lag and it takes a little while. So just saying. Susan says, love the audio version. Oh, I lost it. Where'd it go? Love the audio version of the book. Recommended it to my in-person book club who usually like fluffy fiction. You're going to traumatize them. And we've got Book Frolic is here. Stephanie. Sorry, I'm late.
I always enjoy. I've helped produce audiobooks and edit in audiobooks. So you read it yourself, right? I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was that like?
Oh, it was so fun. I loved it.
Okay.
People told me I was going to hate it, that it was stressful, or I don't know. I mean, I guess I have performance history, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
But I thought it was fun.
I just remember as the editor, I had to be a stickler on like every inflection, right? Every word has to be right. No, say that again. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They won't let me. It's funny. I do have my own audiobooks. I do books for Audible, but they wouldn't let me read my latest one. But then I was really glad because so many of the words were in German, and I was like, well, it's not my pronunciation problem. Never mind. So we always start off with a bit of a softball question before we go into our announcements. And that is, what brought you to this book? Did someone give you the idea? Did someone lure you into a small group with propaganda and teach you the idea? Yeah, no, seriously, how did you come to it?
I mean, I will say that I have always been interested in belief and particularly the intersection of belief and identity. I was a religious studies major in undergraduate school. And I wanted to, in fact, to be a professor. That was my plan. But then I took a gap year in New York and went to see an improv comedy show one night. And then I signed up for classes that night and my life spun out in a completely different direction. But it kind of swung back because I've written this argument-driven, research-based book, which is also full of jokes because I can't help myself. So really the paths have come back together. But more specifically speaking, I started reporting on cults for Vanity Fair back around 2017. And it was also around that time that I was very preoccupied with how divided our nation had become. And I began to see the same dynamics I was researching and reporting on in cults. I was seeing them in American culture and pop culture and politics. And I thought, that's strange, right? Because we think of cults as outliers, right? This is where the wacky people are. And then I was seeing the same kind of foundational dynamics. And so I started digging.
Yeah. Those wacky Puritans, right? I mean, if only...
And that's where I came to, that every thread I pulled took me back to the Puritans.
Yeah.
And one day it dawned on me. I was like, I think the Puritans were a cult.
I'm 100% with you on this. Before we move forward, though, I just can we backtrack a little bit into the comedy improv scene? Because, we were talking to Davey, pop in here. Davey also has a background in comedy and improv. And so I was wondering if you could just share a little bit about, because I just noticed this. Susan said the book is full of facts and your delivery was perfect for it. Delivery being a big part of, improv. So I was wondering if you could say a little bit about that background.
Sure. I mean, I'm a total nerd for improv comedy. I could sit and philosophize and proselytize for hours.
Do you like I said, the long form, the short form?
The long form. Short form, much respect for people who can do short form. I'm not that quick. But I love the long form, and I love the way it trains your brain to say yes instead of no. I think particularly since I've had a child, I've got this knee-jerk no thing happening. It's just like everything it's before you're finished talking, I'm going, no. And I'm like, where did that, I have to police that, and improv really helps. Because I think it makes you more comfortable being in the moment and less fearful ultimately, and less in your head. It's very meditative.
That's very cool.
I think in the book you said something about like someone with a white beard inspired you, or you all looked up to. But I was racking my brain to think, what comedian with a white beard could she be talking about?
Well, so the context for this is that I said I've never been in a cult myself, but I was in the improv comedy scene, which is pretty cult-like. For example, hierarchy of classes. I worked for free. I was there every night. And there was an old bearded white dude whose picture hung on the wall, and we all worshiped him. His name is Del Close.
Is who?
Del Close.
Del Close. Okay.
He developed long form improv in Chicago.
Gotcha.
Very cool. Very cool. I actually almost oh my God. I love the ooh. Was it Uncle Warner? That's what was it Uncle Warner?
Yeah. Uncle Warren Jeffs. Yeah. Was it Uncle Warren? Oh.
I sometimes wonder if my method of speaking about nonfiction should count as some sort of improv, because I don't take notes. I just sort of turn up and I find all the funniest things to tell you about the weird stuff that goes on in nonfiction. And some of this probably comes from my background as an autistic person who has to human periodically, because I'm the one who like walks into a room and starts talking about, dinosaur cloacas and stuff. I've mentioned that one before, but it's like the weird facts. And I think that I feel like there's a connection to be made here between what we do as authors, pitching and selling our books and getting out and talking about our books. And this also similarly kind of, you have to be funny and off the cuff, and your brain has to make all these connections in real time. And so anyway, I think it's totally related and makes perfect sense why you're the perfect person for a book like this one.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been in a cult. However, my family are hillbillies, and I suppose it's not a cult exactly, but I did grow up in a hole in the ground with a pet raccoon next to a cemetery with hillbillies. I don't know if that seems cultic or not. It's certainly weird. Certainly a weird place to grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Respect.
I'm one of the few people who had a pet raccoon who had also eaten raccoon. So I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that it happened. I'm starting to see questions and things pop in, which is good. We're notating them. In the meantime, while those are sort of filling up, let's go ahead and do our announcements so I don't forget to do them. Slide number 1. Just a reminder that we are on most socials. I am personally most active on Blue Sky. We do have a Blue Sky account for Peculiar Book Club and also an Instagram. But if you really want to sort of hang out with us, we have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. Our Facebook page has over 10,000 members. Facebook group, I think, is getting close to 3,000 members. And that's where you are allowed to put things up there too. And so we chat and we talk about things and we put up weird stuff that we find. And Leanne tells us neat stuff about geography and weather and all kinds of and rocks. And Bethany Brookshire tells us about bugs, and it's great. So you want to join us there. And also you can get us on Goodreads and other like-minded places as well. The newsletter is still your best bet because, after all, if you get on social media, then you might accidentally doom scroll for 2 hours and not do your work. So the newsletter is better because it comes right to your inbox, and I do my best to be amusing. So usually there's a little musing. Okay, I'm musing. Sometimes I'm not amusing, but a little musing section at the top where I talk a little about various things. I think this last time I was talking about mindfulness practice because I've been trying to meditate. And I think the best line that came out of that is I described my brain as some sort of screwed up library curated by a kangaroo rat on magic mushrooms. I think that's what I said. Something like that. So join us for the newsletter. If you want to be a VIP member, did you get a chance to queue up the image, Davey, of some of the new freebie stuff?
Oh, no, not yet. I will.
Okay, that's okay. I'll talk long. You upload short. We have Stephanie, who's here tonight, has been helping me. We're creating some really fun freebies for those of you who are VIP members. So not only do you get all the other free shows, we've got the upcoming Peculiar Science Theater Club, which will be looking at a movie together. We've got a live mystery solving thing, a coffee house night, which you could do improv if you wanted. We've got lots of fun things that we can do. I'm missing one. What's the other one? There's another. Oh, the Halloween party at the close to the end of the year. And you get free stuff. Every month you get a digital upload. There's phone screens. The last one had a possum that said something about like pretending to be dead so you don't have to hang out with people or something like that. And there was coloring pages. This time we've got Darwin doing science Darwin down there. You get phone screens that have the dates for our next shows. And there's also, I think I uploaded one more thing, which was a coloring page for bookmarks. Did you get that up there?
Yeah, but it's not a PNG, so I can't pull it up.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, there's a really fabulous thing coming your way, which are cool bookmarks that you yourself get to color. And because we're all into this coloring thing, we are trying to like lower our cortisol levels. Okay. And you can have your own bookmarks that you get to color as well, which is fun, in addition to the other swag that you get for being a member. So please do join us. Always fun.
And we have our first VIP event coming up in April. We're going to do a movie night where we're going to dissect the movie live. It's going to be a little Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's going to be a little bit of the Peculiar Movie Club podcast live for you. You can participate. We'll all have fun. And we're going to send out, I think at the beginning of March, we'll send out the Facebook message to start suggesting movies. And
right.
So
and then we'll do a
movie.
And then we'll do a poll at the end once we have the suggestions, and it's going to be super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Book cocktail. Oh yes, that's right. So although it's spelled wrong though, should be inoculation, but I can't spell. Sorry.
That's what you sent me. I was like, okay, I'm going with that. That's what Brandy wanted.
Sorry. Cultic inoculation. I didn't have my glasses. I told you I didn't have my glasses today. But this book cocktail is actually a shot. So we're being very funny because we're giving you a shot to inoculate you, to vaccinate you against cultic ideology. So this one is a layered thing. See how cool she got the layers? That's how Kat does it. Mine do not look like that. I just want you to know. So don't feel bad. They taste the same. It's fine if yours doesn't look that way. Do not feel bad. I have catastrophically failed at this over and over again, but it's very good, and it's sweet, but it's also got the absinthe little kick on it. And so cultic inoculation, that I can't spell, for the book cocktail for cults like us. Thank you, Kat.
And just a reminder, our February movie, we're going back to the last episode. The movie for February is going to be A Perfect Murder, and that is what was the book again last week? Last week it was
Oh, you mean A Story of a Murder?
A Story of a Murder, thank you. So we're theming up those two, a book and a movie together, and I'm probably going to end up watching it tonight. So, me and Darren are very slow at getting our episodes out. So our February movie will probably come out at the beginning of March, but it's coming in your podcast feed. Don't you worry.
Very nice. Very nice. I love it. All right. Well, I have starred 7 different questions in here, so we're just going to start running down the list. And some of these are questions, some are comments, but I think they're all relevant. One of the things I want to jump down to a really fun question Kristen Meston asked here. She said, you mentioned one person who just wasn't susceptible to the cult she was introduced to. Has there been research on what makes a person immune to a cult? And then there was a follow-up by Anthro Girl who said, I'm curious if someone could be immune to one cult or one type, but then not another.
I mean, these are really tough questions that researchers are curious about. And at least my research hasn't brought me to any definitive answers. The line from within the anti-cult community is that anyone can join a cult, that it's not the personality type, it's the context. It's not the person, it's the context. Meaning that people tend to join cults during times of crisis, when maybe they've lost a loved one or they've moved to a new place where they don't have a community yet. This is why cults recruit on college campuses. People who've been laid off, that's when MLMs pick you off. So it's when we are desperate that we turn to someone offering something that at other times might appear too good to be true.
So was it that was she just well supported enough?
So this is Jessica Joan, who joined NXIVM, and her kind of spidey senses started going off when the cult leader, Keith Raniere, who's now in prison, started talking about ignoring your gut instinct, ignoring
Ooh.
your body knowledge. And he said the mind and the body are different, and the mind is what we want to cultivate, and the information you're getting from your gut or your body is false. And she told me that sent her spidey senses off because she experienced a lot of trauma in her childhood and credits her intuition and her gut instincts with helping her get through and heal from that. And so her initial response to him telling people to ignore their intuition was like, whoa, what? That's the opposite of what I've believed and learned and what's been helpful. And then she started to think more about it. And what he was doing essentially was splitting people in two, because that makes people easier to conquer, in the same way that, you say a nation divided is more easily conquered. It's the same thing, right? And so one way to inoculate yourself against cult indoctrination, I think, after having a conversation with her, is to bridge that divide, that supposed mind-body divide, which of course is false anyway, and to tap into your intuition and other forms of learning and ways of receiving information about the world.
Well, and I think it's, of course, through the entire book, we skirt this line of like where the lines between religion and cult are, and they're unclear. I mean, I had an experience when I was younger of going to hear, my family was not exactly religious, but sort of loosely Christian in kind of those ways that you can be loosely Christian. And I went to hear a pastor speak, and he was talking about how he had never sinned. And I was like, oh, bad, wrong, all wrong, bad, wrong. I'm pretty sure that's a problem. And he did have, it was a very cultic following. And, I got out of there real quick. So.
Wow. Good for you.
Yeah. I was like, I don't think that's right.
Yeah. No, and that's, like you said, very common. I mean, John Humphrey Noyes, the leader of the Oneidas, which I explore in the book, believed that he and his followers were all free of sin. Not that they had never sinned, it was a little bit different, but that they had perfected themselves.
Yeah, this was kind of that kind of thing too. And I was like, oh, fuck that noise. No way.
Yeah.
I enjoyed seeing the Oneidas make a return. That's the second time they've come up in recent books. We actually did a cookbook recently that was all about, and I made the Oneidan strawberry shortcake recipe.
A literal recipe from their community?
Yeah, a literal recipe from their community.
Was it good?
Fun. Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
Did it make you want to have sex with all your friends' wives?
I mean, always. That really made me want to buy some silverware. That's what it made me want to do.
Yeah, great.
That's hilarious.
Marketing at work.
Sorry, this is Wallace. Wallace is we have Wallace and Darwin, but Wallace tonight has just decided that my lap is where it's at. So
wish mine would come.
His little head.
Bear.
Yeah, we're all about cats on this program.
He won't come. He's chilling.
All right. So this is from Kristen too. Sorry, Kristen. Not meaning to. I did these out of order and got two of yours. As I was listening to the conclusion of the book, a sibling received a text from another family member that was so religious culty that I was dying. Then my sibs got a lecture on cults. Well done. I bet we've all had an experience like this, I feel, most likely.
Well, I mean, one of my goals with the book is for us to begin to recognize and acknowledge cult-like thinking, particularly when it's outside of a cult, when it's just at the societal level.
Right.
And so I'm so happy to hear that you felt ready to lecture someone.
I think that's awesome. I mean, it's a book full of facts, but it's also a book full of there's times where I felt a little bit ragey, I have to say. Like, did you say you were ranty? Is that right, Davey? So between the two of us, we were ragey and ranty about this book.
Yeah, definitely felt some rants bubble up inside of me. Yeah, some things
Tell me.
Well, society, you're right, like about society. Like we've slipped into a place where like just participating in society, you have to pick one side or the other. And you talk about, seeing family members and what's going on with, I'm just gonna say it all. What's going on with MAGA cults right now, and it's 1,000% operating like a cult. They don't want to do anything for you. They just want to take advantage of you. They just want your money, and it's sickening. It's sickening how our country it's gone from this bipartisan system right into like this trying to dominate each other or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I long for the days when like the biggest complaint between the houses of Congress was that Obama wore a tan suit. I was like, that's the halcyon days, right? Like that was the divide. Who does and doesn't like the tan?
In the book, didn't you talk about, was it Biden and McCain used to sit with each other?
Mm-hmm.
Right, and they had a great friendship.
Yes, and during what's since become known as the Gingrich Revolution, Newt Gingrich tried to separate. He tried to widen the aisle so that it couldn't be crossed, essentially, because he wanted Democrats and Republicans to begin fighting. Because if Washington stopped working as well, then whoever was in power would be blamed for the dysfunction, and the Democrats currently had the power. It was essentially an effort at a coup, and it worked. I think it took a lot longer maybe than he thought it would, but here we are.
Yeah. Ooh,
yeah. I think that the fact that it's purposely been done, right? Like bad actors have literally driven the wedge between us, and we're not different. When you look at your neighbors, we're not different. Everybody wants the same thing. They want to live in safe neighborhoods. They want their kids to have better opportunities than they had. Yeah. And that's pretty much all we want at the end of the day.
And for it to stop snowing.
Yeah.
Usually we agree on that. Mindy Weisberger, who was one of our authors earlier this year, she said Ragey and Ranty sounds like a cartoon team up we need right now.
That's definitely an Adult Swim cartoon. Yeah, Ragey and
Ranty. Amanda says it's like wellness, a proliferation of cults taking advantage of people who are desperate, don't have the time to get legitimate care, or can't afford legitimate care. Like,
Yep.
I will say the thing about the success, like what did you call it? The businessmen, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The self-made men.
The self-made men. So I'm working at a university. We have a business school, and there's a whole group of them that do this thing called ETA, entrepreneurship through acquisition, which sounds like, okay, like you acquire a business and you're a business owner and you see if you can make it more successful or flip it and sell it. But the attitude and the culture, and they have these meetings and these conferences, and it's like, this is so culty. Like it's so like there's a vibe that you get from it. And once I listened to your book, I was like, I get the vibe now. I know why there's a weird vibe in this room.
Yeah. Now you can see it. You can hear it and feel it.
I don't think it is a cult, but it's definitely got those vibes.
Trust the vibe. Trust the vibe. It's like Kristen was saying, I'm shocked by the number of Americans that have participated in a multi-level marketing group. And that's the truth. Like, I mean, my brother got courted by one at one point, and my partner's mom, she has cancer, and like one of these health and wellness multi-level marketing things hit her and was trying to, we'll cure your cancer and also take your money at the same time. It's sickening.
Yeah.
Jennifer said, so many of my friends have sold multiple things. Come to my party. You don't have to buy anything. One that said I was unsupportive as a friend for declining.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got that once. I was like, I don't go to regular parties, my friend. Susan says, I listened to your book before the Epstein files were released or dumped. Are you going to add a supplemental chapter? LOL.
Interesting. I hadn't thought about that, but sounds needed. I mean, Epstein certainly exhibited a lot of the classic characteristics of a cult leader. He had some scheme to impregnate like 20 women at a time just until he ran out of sperm, I guess. He wanted to populate the earth with more of him. And of course, the brainwashing tactics and the abuse of the most vulnerable, and the courting of power, and collecting resources in order to protect himself through litigation. It's a lot.
Yeah. So like I said, I felt very excited about your book, and also like I wanted to like chew nails at least part of the time that I was reading.
That's why I filled it with jokes.
Yes. Thank you for that. You understand us really well. This is we're all into the humor for survival humor. Brian just says supplement cult. Your book supplement on Epstein just called supplement cult.
Yeah. or the cult of supplements.
The cult. Oh, that's a whole thing too.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's see. I missed it. Oh, wait. I just realized you guys are going fast. Hang on. I'm trying to catch up.
I love that.
Oh yeah, just the way these grown men fawn all over him, trying to be in the room with him.
Yeah.
Bah.
Yeah. Power. People want to be close to power.
Yeah.
And that's what cult leadership is ultimately about, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, the path of power.
And Kristen was responding to that, talking about how fear and guilt are such strong tools, right? For some of this, for drawing people in. And okay, I've starred more. All right, Davey,
would you like to do the musical interlude while you?
We better. While I go catch up with all of these questions. Okay, first a musical interlude, and then we will get back to these questions.
Oh, hello, Peculiars.
It's us, Charming Disaster.
And today we're here talking about cults. We don't actually have a song specifically about cults, but we do have a song about kidnapping.
Yes. Sometimes people are kidnapped into cults.
Or out of cults.
In our case, I'm not sure which one it is.
No, nobody knows. Anyway, this song is called Stockholm Syndrome.
It's a hostage situation in a blindfold on the floor and looking handsome. How can you take what has been given? There is no one who's been stolen. There's no need to pay the ransom.
It's an old investigation. Will we find out who's the captive? Who's the captor? Can't remember the abduction. You could call it an entrapment, but it feels a lot like rapture.
Lock the door and pull the curtain. Blood is beating in your eardrum. Take your pulse and check the symptoms. Is this love or Stockholm Syndrome? It's a whole investigation.
In a blindfold,
Will we find out who's the captive? Who's the captor? Can't remember the abduction.
There is no one.
You can say it was entrapment, but it feels a lot like rapture. Lock the door and pull the curtain. Blood is beating in your eardrum. Take your pulse and check the symptoms. Is this love or Stockholm Syndrome? When we go out, we can close our eyes to keep our secrets safe. Calling you up with my voice disguised, a number we can't trace. Think of a place where we can hide, a place we can't escape. Is this a game that we are playing? Cutting letters with the scissors in the kitchen. Or is it madness in the making? Tying string around a thumbtack. Try to pinpoint our position. Stockholm Syndrome.
Charming Disaster, our house band and dear friends of mine who have been with us since the beginning with Stockholm Syndrome. I did see Anthro Girl popped up here to remind us that Stockholm Syndrome is a myth of patriarchy. It isn't real. So if you aren't aware of that, really, really quick story is basically some police flubbed up something that they shouldn't have flubbed up during a hostage situation, and the hostages, the people who took the hostages, ended up being like sort of actually nicer than the police. And it wasn't that hostages fell for their captors. It was more that they were like, wow, the police are more dangerous than the people who have us, which we all can probably appreciate. So there, that was as quick as I could do it, Anthro Girl.
I enjoyed the performance and the history lesson.
It was awesome. Okay, so now I've got... Amanda says, I've found this comforting so far, probably a result of growing up in a cult-based state. That's the MLM capital of the country. She is in Utah.
I'm so glad. You mean the info in the book you found comforting?
I believe that's what she means, yes.
That's all I want to hear, because that was my experience. You know, I worried when I started this project if I would become depressed by living in these worlds for so long. And in fact, I felt comforted, because when you understand something, it's less scary.
That's perfect. That's exactly what Amanda's agreeing with right there. All right, onward to more questions here. This is also from Amanda. Said, I found the section that discusses power diminishing empathy fascinating. I'm noticing this with people around me who grew up with enormous privilege. They seem unable to comprehend suffering.
Yeah. Studies have shown that rich people have less empathy, and the richer you get, the more your empathy diminishes, because you're separated. You don't see it.
Wow. You know, I mean, it's not hard for me to believe. It's just like, it makes it seem like maybe millionaires and billionaires should be illegal. That's kind of what it makes me think.
Yeah, I'm sure I would never propose such a thing, but I would certainly agree with it if it happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think of myself as being like a hugely empathetic person, but I have definitely more empathy than people with money, and I've never had any, so that might explain it right there. Good personality choices, not having money. Actually, someone asked me, they said, what does it take to be a professional writer? And I was like, well, you have to be able to live without any money.
Yep, I second that. That's truth.
Yeah.
Mackenzie, I'm blanking on her maiden name, or maybe it's a new married name. Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. I saw a statistic, and I have not fact-checked this, so take this with a grain of salt, but supposedly she gave away more money last year than like the top 4 richest men combined have ever given away.
I wouldn't be surprised. She seems to be doing her bit as much. I mean, I think it must probably also feel good to know it was Bezos's money. Like, I would want to give that guy's money away too.
Oh, yeah.
Personally. So, you know,
how can we get our hands on it?
Yeah, no kidding, right? He didn't get it for his looks. Question: could the Greek system of sororities and fraternities at universities have cult origins? If not, why do you think so? And then somebody pointed out that at least they have term limits.
I was in the Greek system until I sort of woke up and thought, is this my path? But it's a little culty for sure. There are shared power structures and, of course, term limits. So they could never meet the definition of a cult. The origins, as far as I understand, I mean, I haven't looked into it, so it's hard for me to speak on that. But I think it's there's certainly some overlap between secret societies and cults, but not total overlap.
Yeah, and there was I went to college. I was not in the Greek system. It's not that I couldn't make friends, guys. It's not that. It's just that I was really weird, and there wasn't a weird enough one for me. But to be honest, there was a secret society that also didn't want me. But that was way more culty than any of the fraternities on campus, because they were, they didn't have rules. Like, there was no oversight or anything, and they just kind of frittered around. They called themselves the Shifters, which is shifty as all shit, isn't it? So, yeah. Amanda said the rituals and all that that's what makes them seem kind of cult-like.
Yeah. We're going to get into sorority and fraternity confessionals here in the chat.
I know, I'm seeing this.
I was like,
let's see. And then I've lost track of where my questions went. There we go. This one. I've read lately that a big part of totalitarianism is the use of fear to drive people to their side. This is true of cults too, but I usually think of the end of the world fears. But can it be, is there overlap there too?
I mean, all kinds of fear, equal opportunity fear mongering for sure. And the end of world absolutely is the biggest driver of fear. You know, both to say you're sinning, so you need to do what I say in order to be saved. And also, okay, you're going to be saved, but not if you stray too far, because it's coming any day now. You have to stay close and under my watch if you want to be protected. So, but you know, cult leaders engender fear of the outside community. They engender fear of your family members. They engender fear of one another. There's always people are being directed to snitch on one another and to criticize one another and tear each other apart. Yeah.
Well, and I think this idea of protectionism is interesting because, I mean, I just finished writing my latest book being on the Weimar era and the rise of the Nazis. Obviously, that was part of it. We will protect you from the other. We will protect you from the immigrant. We will protect you from, I mean, you're just seeing all that rhetoric again. And it is this kind of sense that you're only safe with us. You know, it's not, it's not just the othering or the saying somebody's dangerous. It's that idea that like, we're the only ones you can be safe with. That seems particularly that seems to be where that cult connection sort of is. Yeah.
Well, and you know, when Trump was on the campaign trail, he said, "I alone can fix this."
Yeah. Ugh. And he's done such a sparkling job of it too. Okay, so that is sarcasm in case anybody can't. Kristen Meston says one of the worst cult tactics has to be the confession session blackmail fodder. I was floored when Jane said some people confessed to murder. Why do cults override self-protection instincts?
Right. Well, in the case of the murder confessions that was happening in large group awareness training, I'm like insight large group awareness training session. And I think in that case, people are, they're experiencing ecstasy, right? There's so much fervor in the room and they're being told to be vulnerable and they're being told that the only way they can grow is if they're honest and they're being told to trust one another. And they've also been literally broken down psychologically because what these groups want to do is then build you back up in a way that engenders loyalty and gets you to give them more money. But in the case of, other blackmail fodder, well, I mean, speaking of the Epstein files, right? People aren't always giving it over willingly, but in India Oxenberg's case, she was a member of NXIVM, and she told me that she didn't want to share secrets and kind of ran out of them because she had, led a pretty sterling life and was just told to start making stuff up.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Because the point was to have, compromat for blackmail. And so it didn't even really matter if it was true or not, if she had written it and signed her name on it. But she was doing it, of course, because it was part of this path toward growth that she'd been told that the DOS, secret women's sorority, which eventually became a sex slave pyramid scheme. But she'd been told that this was part of her growth.
Yeah, I bet she was.
And she wanted the growth.
Yeah. So you were talking about breaking people down and then remaking them into something you want them to be. And I just had a thought. Is the military a cult? Because it does kind of seem like, right? Like they put you through basic training and they like break you down into nothing and then they build you back up as a soldier. Is that a cult? Is it?
People talk about the Marines quite a bit as being very culty.
My dad was a Marine and talks about it that way.
I mean, I don't know that it fits the classic definition of a cult, which I rely, as most in the anti-cult community do, on the definition of Robert J. Lifton, which has 3 characteristics to it. There's a leader who's increasingly an object of worship. There are mind control techniques at play, thought reform, coercive control. There's all sorts of names for it. Some people call it brainwashing. And 3, that there's actual harm done, exploitation of members, typically financial and or sexual.
I don't know. I think the military got to come close. They got at least 2 of those, right?
Yes. There's the authoritarian control, right? I don't know that the leaders in the Marines are worshipped. I don't know. We would have to ask some basic recruits.
I guess it depends on if you think of the president as being the leader, since we're like, I'm just saying, I mean, just maybe not exact to the definition, but
lots of commonalities. Yeah.
Lots of commonalities. Coercive control. Anthro Girl says coercive control is so dangerous, and it really is. And it works really well. I think of myself as being quite resistant. Don't you? You think of yourself as being resistant, but like, we're not, are we?
We're not.
That's the creepy part.
Yeah.
Oof. Susan says, we have been so indoctrinated with the Pilgrims and the Puritans in our country. It's been interesting to hear how Europeans see us lately from social media. It's not news to them that we're cultish, right? And then Amanda follows up by saying most European settlers came here because they couldn't gain status at home or enforce their narrow views on others. And so it's no surprise that society here has become what it is.
Exactly. And I, over the last years, when people would ask me, what I'm working on, and I would explain the premise of the book, there would initially be this moment where like their minds were blown, like, oh my God, we were founded by a cult. But then just immediately there would be this wash of like, oh, of course. Like we've been staring at it for 400 years.
Yeah.
We just haven't acknowledged it. We just haven't recognized it,
Right. Well, and the way that, so my background history, my family on my mother's side are indigenous. They're Cherokee. And the story, when you're a kid and you're at school and they're telling you about like the amazing Pilgrims and the amazing Puritans, it was so good, and they came and there was this great friendship and everything was awesome, and then you're like, your family's kind of like, that's not really how that jives for us. It's very weird because it does feel like you're being indoctrinated, like you're a kid who's being indoctrinated at school and then sent home. Well, because you kind of are. Yeah, creepy. Was that, how long, I mean, it's all through the book, but like, did you come to the Pilgrim Puritan thing early on, or was that something you kind of came by the way of other things?
Well, when I began investigating the cultic beliefs that are foundational to America, such as a knee-jerk anti-intellectualism and the whole chosen nation, chosen people thing.
Yeah.
So when I started investigating these, how far back do they go? And I just kept going deeper and deeper into history, and it always went back to the Puritans. And so once it dawned on me that they were a cult, essentially, that's when I started then doing a deep dive into them and their communities. And it just kept delivering. My research just kept giving. Every hunch I had, I found evidence for. I mean, it was wild.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. All I can say is,
They were extreme.
They were.
In ways
Yeah.
Like you said, we're taught a very different story in school, but
I just think of all the pictures in the like when you're in like, third grade, and the pictures of the happy everybody having, you're like, no, it wasn't like that at all.
It wasn't. High control groups are often most harmful to the children who grow up in them because they don't have a reality against which to compare their experience. Right. And the scholars who've pored over the remaining diaries from the second and third generations of Puritans found significant increases during adolescence in psychological abnormalities, depression, anxiety, suicide, and psychosis, mental breakdowns.
Right, which makes sense. Yeah. Oh, geez. I'm
Right.
Ryan.
Yeah,
We don't
Ryan's
have time to
comment's
go
better
into
than
this,
anything I have
but
to
that is
say.
better. He says, "What about the Swifties?"
Ask my daughter. She's got
She's a Swiftie. Well, we have arrived at that point in the show
Actually,
where we are.
I think we have a message from a cult leader.
Oh, we do. That's right. I
Yeah.
almost forgot about this. This is very important, you guys. This is a very important message that we want to share right now.
Hi, Peculiars. Well, a lot of you know my journey as a father. We had the Davy baby, who's now almost 4 years old, and then we had the twins. But what you don't know is that once I realized I had achieved perfection, I needed to share my genetics with the rest of the world. And so I actually have more kids than you realize. I'm now up to 57 children with 8 different women, and it's going great. And I really got to wait, get down from there, please. I gotta tell you that this is really worked out. No, put that down, put it down. This has worked out really well. No, hey, do not hit your sister. God, put that, I said get down. I think it's going really well. And they're off the couch. Everybody off the couch. We are not doing a pillow pile right now. So, one thing about being a dad to this man. Okay, fine, you're hungry? Okay, you're hungry too. Okay, what do you want? Cheez-Its? No, you want goldfish. You want animal crackers. Popsicles. We cannot do everything, okay? We're not doing a smorgasbord here. You all pick one snack, and we'll do that for the snack for everybody. So, being a dad, I said stop hitting your sister! I cannot do daddy uppies right now, okay? No, chill, I cannot pick you all up right now. You need money. Okay, how much do you need? For what? You need money too? Okay, all right, we will get money for everybody. We'll get books. Okay, movies, you need to go to the movies. All right, fine, we'll get money for everybody. No, you are not driving the car. We are not doing car time right now. Off the couch. I said off the couch. This is going great. Being a dad to this many children is perfect. I think everyone should make this decision. 5 Peculiars, I gotta go.
I know the chaos in my house with 3 children, and I thought, what would having that many children be like?
That is so funny. Though I did get one comment that was like, "Wait a minute, Davy baby is 4?"
Almost. He's almost. Yeah, we've been doing this for a long time already, haven't we?
Wow. Yeah. That I felt like actual stress the louder it started getting. I was like, I have cats for a reason, you guys.
A lot of those examples are pulled from real life. There's a lot of requests for daddy uppy and a a lot of jumping on the couch.
Oh, there's the kitty.
Here we go.
Oh, this one's Rusty, short for Rust-Oleum.
Rusty.
Mm-hmm.
That's adorable. Is he stripy? He looks stripy.
He's a little stripy. His brother has a bunch of white spots. His brother has white feet and a white neck, but this guy's all brown and gray, black.
He looks so smushy and soft.
He's very squishy. He snuggled with me last night. It was great.
Aw.
Yeah.
Seems normal to me, Davy triplets.
Whoa, Susan, we gotta talk.
Yeah,
anyone with twins is like, I don't know how people with triplets do it, and then anyone with triplets is like, well, I don't know how people with quadruplets do it.
Yeah, I don't have children, and I don't know how people with children do it.
Yeah.
Period. That is amazing.
So, you were right. You were going to say it is that time where we quiz the author. And I warned Jane, a quiz is coming. Now, Jane, there's things in your book. There's so many things I wanted to pull from. Maybe something about improv comedy or something about, I don't know, revelations and the end of the world. But there was something specific mentioned in there, a folk hero of sorts by the name of John Henry. And John Henry once conquered a railway machine. There's debate on whether it was like a stone crushing machine or a drilling machine. But John Henry defeated the machine and unfortunately died from exhaustion afterwards. But it inspired me to think a lot of sitcoms and TV shows have actually pulled from this man versus machine trope. So the quiz this week is called In Honor of John Henry. So 3 questions. We'll start with the show How I Met Your Mother. The gang all race to do a real New Yorker thing, catch a glimpse of Woody Allen. I know, you, right? Marshall is determined to win on foot, but thinks he needs a great folk song to do it. What is the title of the song he sings to himself? Is it A, Marshall Down Broadway, B, Marshall Just Won't Quit, or C, Marshall versus the Machines?
I mean, if this question came to me in isolation, I would say A, but because of the context of the subject matter introducing the question, I'm gonna guess C.
Okay, peculiars. Anybody?
Or
have any
wait,
thoughts?
it could be B. No, it's B. It's B. It's
It's
B.
B. You think it's B? Okay,
I think
all
it's
right.
B.
No one's even weighing in on this one. Usually, you get some help with them from the peculiars, but they're like,
Lorelai said, "Love hearing Davey's thought process. It's all connected."
It's connected. Okay, you going with
I'm
B?
listening to the book. I'm like grinding away on what the quiz could be. All right, the answer is Marshall versus the Machine. He actually,
I was so close.
He actually credits John Henry in the intro to the song. He's having an internal monologue, and he says, "I'll show them my body cannot run any motorized vehicle. I'm like John Henry when he beat the steam engine. All I need is a great folk song." So it's a very funny episode. Very funny song. So question 2, when Dunder Mifflin creates a new website and claims it will outsell all salesmen, Dwight is determined to beat the computer in a single-day sales competition. Jim and Pam decide to prank him, but inadvertently motivate him by doing what? A, rearranging the buttons on his desk phone. B, sending him chat messages pretending to be the website becoming sentient. Or C, putting his Rolodex of leads in the vending machine.
What?
I have no idea, but I'm gonna guess B because that sounds the funniest.
That's the
I gotta
worst.
say, this might be like top 5, top 10 like greatest Office episodes of all time, probably.
All right, Kristen says B. All right, what do we got now? We got Anthro Girl B. A couple. Okay, lots of B's going in here. Randy says B. I hope it's that, but
the answer is yes, it is B.
Oh,
They sent him that message pretending to be the website becoming sentient.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Though I have to say, I would be personally way more upset if somebody rearranged the buttons on my desk phone.
Jim is capable of all these pranks. Let's be honest. But they put his wallet in the vending machine. That was the prank they did, and then gave him a bag of dimes to buy everything back. All right, question number 3. It's not just live action TV. Even the animated world sometimes brings the man versus machine mythology to life. Even SpongeBob SquarePants has battled a machine. What kind of challenge saw SpongeBob face off against a machine? Is it A, SpongeBob competes against a patty making machine? B, SpongeBob competes against a jelly fishing machine? Or C, SpongeBob competes against an elaborate bubble blowing machine? And just to give you a little context, SpongeBob works as a fry cook flipping burgers. His favorite pastime is jelly fishing, where he catches jellyfish in like a butterfly net. And he loves blowing bubbles. So,
okay, all right, we got a lot of A's over here.
I am.
Everybody's going with A.
I am going with A as well. But I would watch any of these episodes.
I will tell you that this locked in, like finding this one out, locked in. This was going to be the quiz this week.
Okay,
I was like, okay,
this is hilarious.
So the answer is yes. SpongeBob competes against a patty making machine. They actually do the whole episode as like a folk tale, and it's literally a tribute to John Henry. Like the whole sketch, the whole bit is a John Henry bit. So it's a perfect homage to him. They even at the end, SpongeBob passes out in exhaustion, and they cut to a funeral scene. But it's not SpongeBob who's been buried. It's the machine they buried. He's like, you didn't think SpongeBob died, did you?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
I have never seen SpongeBob, but I hear many things about it.
Yeah. That's our In Honor of John Henry quiz.
In honor of John Henry. I have to say, I love the quizzes because I do have a very random brain, but it turns out to be random in a way that is different from the randomness of your brain, Davey. And so I never really know where we're going to go with these, and I love it. I've never once guessed right about what we're doing.
As soon as I heard that in the book, when you did the John Henry story in the book, the song Marshall versus the Machine like popped into my head, and I was like, okay, yeah, we can run with this.
We're going to do this.
I did think that the other thing that made me want to rant very quick at the end of our show was when you talked about Revelations. Oh my God. The fact that like so many people believe the end of the world is coming, and so much of their religion is tied up in something that somebody wrote. Like we know somebody just wrote a story it was what, against the Romans, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
I forget.
It's coded language about the Romans. Yeah.
It's it's a story. It's just a made up story. And so much of our religion and culture and society is around
Occasionally
that.
get really good
so
comic books out of
depressing.
it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it sometimes makes other good art, right? Silver lining.
Sure. I mean, you could argue that it is good art.
Yeah, I suppose it is. But yeah, then you have people basing their, whether or not to ostracize their children on it. And that seems wrong.
Yeah.
Susan says she needs her kids to help with the quiz, all their favorite shows. Well, this has been an enlightening and a very enlightened evening. And I have to say, I thought we were going to get a lot more ragey comments, but actually you guys had really thoughtful, really interesting comments and really wonderful ways of engaging with the book. And Kristen actually is going to say it better than me. She says, I really didn't think I would enjoy this book when I saw it on the schedule, but it was so great and well worth reading. And now I can lecture my siblings. Because, you see, you're like, oh no, not more on cults. We live in one. And then you read it and go, we do, but now I know why. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Well, thank you. Thanks for your interest in my work. It was such a pleasure to be with you all.
Yes. And thank you, Peculiars, you guys, always with the great questions and a lot of deep thinking. Thank you, Davey, with all your 50, how many children did you say?
57.
Your 57 children, the odd number of children that you have. And thank you to all of you who are listening on our podcast or catching the show later, that we are very happy to have you here with us at a place where, if you're weird, you're family, but not anymore.
You got the blue bottle blues when you wake up in the night. Don't make a big mistake, 'cause you can never make it right. When you reach out for the vial, feel the ridges in the glass. It's a matter of survival, baby, better watch your back. There is no antidote. There is no antidote. There is no antidote. There is no antidote. There is no antidote.